Right, let's do this. I'll share my screen. So we got the welcome, complete with Cody's wonderful intro video,
Check,
which is
check.
now
Guitar
subtitled
playing.
with soothing ukulele music.
You changed it. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I amended it. Video plays and ends. Cool. We don't have all the footers in yet, but we can add them at the very end.
Okay.
We don't need them in right now, so let's not comment every time we don't see a footer.
Try to stop me. Just kidding.
So we're then going to the learning objectives. There's a mistake in here because at some point I've amended this to 2 main areas of focus when there are 3 things. So I think I'll review this because it would be good to have some proper SMART objectives on here as well, as we talk about them later.
Right.
So I'll have a quick pass of that at some point in the future if someone could make a note of that.
Got it.
Thank you. The effort, we're still estimating 2 to 4 hours to complete.
That's probably overkill, huh?
We should probably run through it kind of properly at some point and time ourselves to see how long it takes to just at least absorb all the content.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sure, it's got to be no more than a couple of hours, but I guess we'll find out.
I'd be shocked if it were 3 hours, to be honest.
Yeah. So we might say 2 to 3, but we should probably just review and see how long it takes us to at least read and watch, and then add a little bit
Remember
extra.
though, you may have a completely different level of experience than some of the learners.
It's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, all we can do is estimate. Like if we take our baseline and then add 50% on top, it's probably reasonable. Yeah. I put in the graded banner thing. Is it actually 70%? That's like a pass mark.
Good question.
Good check.
It's currently 50. That seems a bit low, to be honest.
Yeah.
Let's knock it up to 70 because then we don't have to change the templates.
Right. Yeah. There we go.
And then we go into the process stuff.
I really like the side note. It's helpful. It just adds interest to that section too. Kind of breaks it up.
Yeah, I like having that little side note there because it makes it a little bit less uniform while not having yet another stock image in there. So we're going to a poll just to have something to click pretty much.
Love it.
Hopefully that will fill up with some more results. Maybe we should precede it with a few results to make it look a bit more fleshed out. Just to pretend that more people have been in there so that the first few aren't just like, wow, this poll is empty.
Yeah.
Do it.
It's like putting money in your tip jar.
Pretty much.
Definitely.
I wasn't sure about this one when I put it in. I thought there wasn't enough interactivity here, so I put in a little question about SMART goals, despite the fact we don't actually say what SMART goals are at any point before this. The idea being just if you submit this, you get some feedback and say, no, actually, John's pretty good. And then if you answer the right one or you show the answer, you get an explanation of what SMART goals actually are.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good.
So kind of putting it in as feedback rather than putting it in the text.
Interesting.
I wasn't sure because like it requires them to interact to actually gain access to the information.
Yeah, that is that's tricky. I think it's fine to be honest. I think anyone who like really has never heard of it, they'll like read those answers and be like, well, it's obviously either the second one or the third one, and then they'll learn something. And if they know already, then they'll just move on.
Yeah. Okay. I'll keep it in there then.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
And then there's this who and how bit, which is cool. I wasn't sure if this should go above or below this kind of do it box.
I like it below just because of how it looks on the page, personally.
Which, reasonable.
You know, maybe not a great reason to
go back up again. Can I see it?
Yeah, sure. So it goes kind of download the planning doc. Please make your own planning doc instead of just using ours. Make a planning doc and then plan the authoring process.
Yeah, no, actually, I think that flow makes sense because as you're planning out your course, you're going to want to be thinking about who's going to be doing the building. And so,
yeah. Does this deserve its own page? This feels actually pretty important.
I kind of feel like it does deserve its own page. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Consensus.
Yep. Decision made. Okay, we can bump this onto its own page and maybe add some interactivity or something. So then we can start talking about the course template thing. which I think follows on nicely from the course planning doc
Yeah.
and who does what, because it's then starting to... I'm wondering if this actually is building your courses now that I look at it.
It's like, it's kind of the bridge between the two. You know?
Yeah. I guess it is the last thing in planning your courses. So
Yeah, I think so, because I think if you're planning your courses, you can also plan to create a template and have that.
Yeah, that's
you know,
true.
Be all part of it.
Yeah, because it's not about building a single course as much as it is building a template to help build your courses.
Right.
Yeah, it's probably fine where it is then. We'll see the building your courses section also. If it looks a bit anemic, we might want to consider moving it. But yeah, I think it's fine where it is.
Okay. Yeah.
We've got the template. I stuck in a course card for the
Whoa,
course template.
fancy course card inside a course.
Yep.
Is that same picture on the previous page, or is it just slightly different?
Yeah, actually, that's a very good point. We've used that in this one.
We should put a different picture there.
Yep, good shout. And then a question on what's in a template. Which this one should be in? Okay.
That's the most answers I've ever seen in a question, I think.
It is. There's a lot of stuff in here. What do we think? Do we need to trim or replace this? Or
I might reword that. Which of the following should you include in your course template? Just the wording of should be included makes it sound like, you know, you're basically asking what we just told them is included in the template. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true, actually. There's a lot of crossover between these two things, but this one's actually saying...
like, what should you put in your course template?
Okay. Do you want to take a crack at rewording that question a bit then, Cody?
Yeah, I can do that.
That'd be great. And then we just got a little summary at the end, just to bring it all together.
Maybe we could have some sort of image here that represents things coalescing.
Yeah, I think that'd be nice. Yeah, if we just have like a little stock image or something, or a GIF, or something more visually interesting. This page is pretty dull, to be honest.
We got the spinny cogwheel.
We do have the spinny cogwheel. And not every page has to be exciting, because then no pages are exciting. So maybe it's fine.
Yeah.
We talk about name and consistency. Is this the right page to just land on when we come to building your courses? How do we open with planning your courses? So we give an overview when we start planning your courses, but then when we go into building your courses, we just go straight into content. Do we need another overview or something else?
It feels like a couple of sentences to just ground the learner into, all right, here's what we're going to address next.
Yeah, you've got a plan.
Yeah.
Now let's talk
about how to actually...
You've done the hard work of creating a plan. Now let's talk about how to make it real.
Something like that.
Okay. Yeah, if we just have a little page on there then. I'm wondering if there's something we can do to add... I'm thinking in terms of, like, I don't know whether it's another poll of just kind of how is it going so far, or something like just see how people are doing with the whole process thing.
Well, let's think about this audience. They're our customers. Yeah. They're incredibly busy.
Go ahead.
How is it going to really enhance them achieving their goals?
Well, I was thinking if we did a poll, it would be something about, like, you know, now we've told you about this planning process. How likely are you to implement, you know, a planning process in your courses or something like that? I don't know.
I like the idea of that. It does feel like, though, that it belongs more at the end of the previous section. And also there's always the chance that it can backfire horribly.
True.
When we get to the end of the subsection, everyone says no. It'd be interesting data, but at the same time, I think let's keep going for now and have a look later. We definitely need that intro page, like I say, just to ground them, but maybe not overthinking it for now. Just to say, hey, now it's time to talk about the process of building. After naming, we go into grading, talking about setting the grading consistently and obviously early. Clearly, we didn't do that.
We did make it obvious. At least
we did make it obvious. Just apparently, we didn't. Yeah.
It was just an obvious lie.
So we've got another little sidebar here of Appsembler Inside Info. I kind of pulled that out as someone wrote that, like, little bit of inside info.
Yeah.
Good.
I actually kind of like that. Maybe we should look for opportunities to kind of use that later.
Yeah, share
like
I
that a
really
lot.
like that actually.
more common problems that
'Cause
people
we
might not
certainly
know.
know, you
Yeah.
know, like obviously in the course I made on the basic course visibility, it's like, did you set your course date to not
Yeah.
2030?
Did you remember to fill in your course summary page, or is it still just like
Instructor
guy.
1, Instructor 2.
That dude's picture, whoever he is.
Gosh, how many of our customers have live courses that you think have that still? I bet it's not. I bet it's not 0.
It's not 0. It's got to be.
No way it's 0.
So again, consistency and like the obviousness, and then we reinforce it, what we said earlier.
Are you gonna include later maybe, or maybe here, like the code here that they can copy?
Yeah, so
we do
that's
the fancy Prism
that's in
JS
the-
stuff.
Yeah, that's in the content section.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Then we get into review, which is where this gets incredibly meta.
Yeah.
Looks like I've not imported the subtitles for this one yet, so I need to do that. So this is about the different types of review you can and should do. Content check of just, is everything there? Which, if I'd done it properly, would have shown up that lack of subtitles. Your topic level student visible labels and all that stuff, as well as a downloadable checklist. Which I don't know what that looks like.
Nice.
It's just a very, very quick one.
Still super helpful.
Copy edit, which we've sort of done, but probably need to keep looking at more. There's a really good article from Editage there, which is really good. But also included a little note saying that we don't endorse it.
That is a spectacular disclaimer.
Yeah. Quite English, I might add.
I know. I'm sure they're lovely.
Lovely.
You people.
Pip, pip.
Did you just say pip pip?
He did. And then we got the review that we're doing now, the structure and content review. So we go through. We should be using a learner account, but we can't at the moment. Screen share our way through, explain what we're doing when, say which bit we're going into and why. We should be comparing it to a structure and assessments to our learning objectives as well. But we're a bit short on time, so maybe we should just skip that for now and come back to it later. We're hitting buttons and we're deciding what needs to be fixed immediately and what can be kept for later. Then there's this video, which is...
That's going to be our video right there?
This is us right now.
Wow.
So we're going to be there. Hi, YouTube.
Should have been watching my language.
Skip that for now. It's okay. I'll cut all the bits out where you were going on like rants and screaming. It's
good.
It's fine.
I'm just glad Matthew told me to brush my hair.
So then we talk about reviews and iteration of just keeping on doing it. I was going to put an image here for like some kind of iteration thing of like build, review, iterate. I've not done that. I think I should. I think I got sick of trying to make circles line up in the drawing tool that I was using.
So image on the reviewing reviews page.
Yeah.
Or a note taker.
And then we just talk about other types of review that you can do. So kind of internal general reviews, just open it up inside the company as be like, hey, go take this and have a look and see if there's anything we should fix. And actual full-blown pilots with kind of actual learners as opposed to random internal people.
Yeah, I have one of my customers does those consistently. And that's really helpful because they work out a lot of the kinks in that.
Yeah, it's
Without
really
the
expensive
pressure.
and time consuming, but it is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, they're actual users. You get actual user information from actual users.
Exactly.
Right.